As January 2026 comes to an end, many families and workers are once again looking ahead, trying to understand what the February Visa Bulletin might bring. After months and in many cases years of waiting, every new bulletin carries hope, anxiety, and questions about whether progress is finally coming. The February 2026 Visa Bulletin is especially important because it follows the first bulletin of the year, and it often confirms whether early trends are holding steady or beginning to change. In this video, we'll walk through realistic expectations for the February 2026 Visa Bulletin, covering family-based and employment-based green card categories across all preferences, what recent patterns suggest, and how applicants should read these signals when thinking about processing timelines in 2026. If you're liking this video, please hit the bell button, subscribe, and like it so that you may get updates straight to your smartphone. Now let's get into the video. To understand what February may look like, we first need to reflect on what January showed us. The January 2026 Visa Bulletin set a cautious tone. Family-based categories largely held steady, while several employment-based categories showed modest but meaningful forward movement. This combination of stability and selective progress gives us useful clues about how February may behave. Early in the year, Visa Bulletins rarely move aggressively. October introduces new visa numbers, January confirms pacing, and February often focuses on continuity. When January avoids retrogression and shows controlled movement, February usually builds on that rather than reversing course. That is the pattern we appear to be following as 2026 begins. Let's start with family-based green cards. Immediate relatives of U.S. citizens remain the most stable category because they are not subject to annual visa limits. For spouses, parents, and minor children of U.S. citizens, February processing will continue to depend more on USCIS workload than on visa availability. This remains one of the most reliable pathways in the system. For the family preference categories, expectations need to remain grounded. These categories continue to face heavy demand, especially for applicants from countries with long backlogs. In January, most family preference states did not move significantly, and that signals that February is more likely to bring either very small forward movement or no change at all. While that can feel disappointing, stability itself is still a positive sign. It allows cases to keep moving behind the scenes without sudden setbacks. The F2A category, which includes spouses and unmarried children of permanent residents, deserves special attention. Historically, this category has shown periods of movement followed by long pauses. Based on current demand and recent trends, February may show a modest shift forward or another month of holding steady. Either outcome would be consistent with a system focused on balance rather than speed. Now let's turn to employment-based green cards, where recent bulletins have shown more encouraging signs. In January, several employment categories moved forward, particularly for higher-skilled workers. This suggests that employment-based processing may continue to show gradual progress in February, even if that progress is measured in weeks rather than months. For EB1, which includes priority workers, outstanding researchers, and multinational executives, most countries are expected to remain current, except for countries with higher demand such as India and China. Small forward movement is possible, but large jumps are unlikely this early in the year. The most important signal here is consistency. A stable or gently advancing EB1 category indicates confidence in visa number availability. In EB2, which covers advanced degree holders and individuals of exceptional ability, February may bring incremental advancement for some chargeability areas. Even modest movement in EB2 is meaningful, given the long waits many applicants have faced. The pattern suggests careful, steady progress rather than acceleration. For EB3, expectations should remain cautious. This category typically moves more slowly due to high demand. However, recent forward movement suggests that February is more likely to hold steady or advance slightly than move backward. Continuity in EB3 would still be considered a positive outcome. EB4 and EB5 categories are expected to continue gradual movement. These categories tend to progress conservatively, and no major disruption is anticipated in February. For applicants in these groups, stability and predictability remain the key themes. Another important factor shaping February expectations is USCIS filing policy. USCIS has continued allowing applicants to use the dates for filing chart. If this remains in place for February, many applicants may be able to file adjustment of status applications earlier, gain access to work authorization, and secure travel permission while waiting for final approval. Even without immediate green card issuance, this interim stability can be life-changing for many families and workers. Processing timelines also matter just as much as priority dates. USCIS has shown a preference for clearer and more decisive adjudication. When dates do move and cases become current, approvals may follow more efficiently than in previous years, especially for applicants with complete and well-prepared filings. It's also important to be clear about what February is unlikely to bring. There's no indication of a major reset of backlogs, no confirmed expansion of visa numbers, and no signal of dramatic acceleration across all categories. February is more about confirming direction than delivering breakthroughs for applicants planning next steps. February 2026 should be viewed as a preparation month. Keeping documents updated, monitoring priority dates carefully, and responding quickly to agency notices can make a real difference when movement occurs. Immigration progress often rewards readiness more than speculation. Emotionally, waiting for monthly visa bulletins can be exhausting. Each release brings hope and anxiety in equal measure. But taken together, the early 2026 bulletins suggest a system that is cautious, structured, and increasingly predictable. Predictability, even without speed, allows families to plan and reduces the risk of sudden setbacks. As we move deeper into 2026, the February Visa Bulletin will help confirm whether January's trends are continuing. If stability holds, it may signal a year of gradual but consistent progress rather than sharp swings. For many applicants, that consistency alone would be meaningful progress. That's all we have for this bulletin. The U.S. Fresh Update channel provides all necessary visa information and procedures for your U.S. immigration journey. It is important to understand United States immigration processing steps, visa application requirements, processing times, forms, fees, and more. We will continue to provide all information about U.S. visitor visas such as B1 and B2, work visas such as L1A, L1B, and H1B, student visas, green cards, immigrant visas, EB1, EB2, EB3, EB4, and EB5, and family immigrant visas. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the U.S. Fresh Update channel. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.